Hi,
Hello.
I'm Brad,
And I'm Kelsey.
and we're BK Book Club.
Whoop whoop.
I was waiting for it. I was like, you better. You better. Today we're recounting chapters 26 through 40 of A Mist...
Court of Mist and Fury.
Wow. You would think after how many times we've done these episodes that I would remember what the name of the book is, but...
I mean, it does. I feel like because it's kind of been one series, I feel like one long book. You just want to say A Court of Thorns and Roses.
Yeah, Akatar, whatever it is.
Akatar.
Do you want to introduce the wine that we're drinking since you brought it tonight?
So it is actually local because it is Stoller Estates, Family Estate, Dundee Hills. It's a Chardonnay.
It's delicious.
2020. It says vintage 2023.
Which is interesting because we drank a Chardonnay last weekend too, or last episode too. But this one is, I will say this one's a little bit more dry and not bitter in a bad sense, but it's not as sweet as the other one was. Which typically Chardonnays, I feel like if they're too sweet, I don't like them.
Yeah.
That's why that one last week was like right on the line for me.
Right on the line. Yeah, no, this one's I think I've been to Stoller.
Well, regardless, we have to go wine tasting soon anyway. I would love to do it during the winter fall too.
Let's do it.
I know that Colin has 2 wineries that he's a part of now, so we can definitely get into that.
Love it.
Yeah, so we're going to do our normal song and dance. Kelsey, how was your week last week?
Great.
First full week.
Yep. And it's been great. All my coworkers are lovely. Tips aren't bad at all.
I was curious about that. I was wondering how the tip situation was.
Yeah, Saturday was my first real shift.
Do you guys pull your tips or is it just you individually?
No, so it's our own individual tips. But they take you tip out 6%. Sorry.
It doesn't need to be here because you talk pretty loud by yourself.
We tip out. I think it's 6%.
Yeah.
But it's 6% for back of house, bartender, and not 6 each. 6 altogether, which
including the host.
Mm-hmm. But I'm wow, that's not bad at all. I've had some way worse ones.
Oh yeah, when I worked as a host at this place that no longer exists in Tampa, Florida. But they, as a host, I would get tipped out weekly, and it would be a collection of tips throughout the week and the shifts that you work.
I think that's how it is here too.
Yeah. Do they automatically take it out, or do you?
So it's it's based off of your total sales, and then
which is nice because then that way you don't have to forget. You don't accidentally forget, and then you kind of just go with it.
This is the first time too that our credit card tips are in our paycheck.
Oh,
but we get paid every week. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, it's really nice.
That's not bad at all.
It'll be great. Yeah, everyone's nice. Everyone's.
Do anything fun and exciting, or just work? Where?
Did I tell you Skylar had her baby?
No.
Oh my gosh.
She yells. I just want to take a moment and remind everyone that she had a meltdown last episode.
Oh my gosh, and no, you're
about
totally
me saying that I didn't tell her that I was going to Seattle when I had. No contact about a baby being born. Not whatsoever. And we've texted all week.
Oh, and just it gets actually worse.
Great.
Because it was a little traumatic.
Oh God.
So I was helping her set up for a photo shoot on Thursday for the photo booth edit. Mm-hmm. We're gonna go downstairs, we're gonna grab the last stuff. We come up. She's like, Kelsey, I need you to not panic.
And if anyone knows Kelsey, instantly alarm bells are going off and you hear wee.
But I actually do really well in panic situations. I had to take her. She had the baby, healthy baby girl, but she had some bleeding and it was scary because she was 37 weeks pregnant.
Yeah.
But yeah, everything was except for her doctor being a dick. Everything was fine. Yeah, he was just because we just looked up the closest Kaiser.
Yeah.
But it was an urgent care, and you're not supposed to go to urgent care when you're having a baby. She's like, well, I didn't know I was having a baby. I just was concerned and went to my first. And he just kept bringing up how we're supposed to be in the emergency room or labor and delivery, and this is just an urgent care, and blah 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 blah. Yeah, okay, you don't need to say it 500 times. I was but I was like, I don't want
to. Not causing a scene.
I'm not going to cause a scene, but I wanted to I wanted to.
Kelsey was there.
How was your week? How was Seattle?
My week was good, and my week has so I've basically come to terms. As you can see, we're still not at my place. I've come to terms with the fact that I basically don't live where I pay rent. I'm just there on occasion.
Yeah.
I do a lot of traveling.
I've definitely been here more than I've been to your house. And I've been here more with just you than with like
with the owner of the house.
Yeah. I think I've only been here actually been here once when he's been here. Because there was the one time where they got home and I was leaving. And so it was like 4th of July and that was it.
Yeah. No, so Cullen had an unexpected trip, so I'm here. He's only gone for the night.
Oh, okay.
Like he's literally he had to go to he had to go to LA for a work thing, and then I'm back here this weekend though.
I'm gone.
You're gone. You leave on Wednesday?
Okay.
And so I am here from Friday to Monday, I believe. The following week, I am over at Meg's watching both Klondike and Finn. So I'd prefer that we end up recording before that weekend, so sometime during the week. But anyway, then the weekend after that, I'm gone to officiate a wedding in Pittsburgh. But my week was fun. I went to Seattle this weekend just for funsies. My friends were up there. Cullen was up there, and then our best friend Drew was also just like,
I'll come too.
So we just took the train up, which was fun. I've never taken the Amtrak in the United States. I've never taken a train in the United States aside from the metro. So it was cool. It was a good experience. I if only we had a system similar to the one in Europe, I would take the train everywhere. I wouldn't drive anywhere. Just because it's a fun experience. There's just not enough stops here.
I've heard that a lot.
It's not conducive.
It'd be really
here.
great if we could get the Hunger Games.
The high-speed rail?
Yeah.
Well, that's what they have in Europe. So I took a train from Florence to Rome, and it only took me 2 hours.
How long would that take you to drive?
Probably 4 to 6.
Oh, okay.
It'd be it would cut the time from here to LA in half.
Dang.
So, because it took 16 hours when I drove that one way.
Yeah.
So, and right now it's like 22 if you take a train. So.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to make comment that I wanted to make.
But getting into the book, chapters 26 through 40, I decided that we're going to do something just a little bit different, where we're going to recap the chapter and make our discussion points while we're recapping.
Which actually works perfect for me because how I set up my notes is chapter by chapter.
It's almost like I'm adaptable or something.
Someone says if Kelsey just does whatever and Bradley has to fix it.
I just make my way through it.
Once I get medicated, I'm sure that will help.
I will say this is not broken down chapter by chapter, but I think it covers it in a way that it's from the beginning of what we started to read to the end of what we read. So it's not specifically chapter by chapter, but during these pages, Feyre continues her journey of self-discovery and empowerment while deepening her bond with Rhysand and his inner circle. Major developments include Feyre's training and growth. Okay. Feyre progresses significantly both in physical and magical training, which empowers her after feeling broken for so long.
Okay. I see I see the recap. So it's like a Cliff Notes recap, not really
No, this is what happened in each chapter, which is okay. If I ping on something, just go off.
Perfect. Love it.
Which I just read something too. It says, which empowers her after feeling broken for so long. And the first thing that I thought of is that, which happens towards the end of what we read, which was when she went and saved Rhysand from his nightmare.
Yes.
And the fallen angel depiction that she had. And it's the first time that visually I could see what she was saying.
I also was like, girl, just stay in the bed.
And she's like, I didn't dare look lower than his chest. And I'm like, girl, I would have been sizing him up. Especially when I climbed on top of him, I'd have been like, all right.
Yes.
Butt ass naked. She missed a prime opportunity, which I'm hoping though, because From a lot of the like spoilery stuff that I've seen, it gets a little spicier towards the end of this book.
Yeah, that's
So
what
I'm
I've
just
heard
like,
too.
oh, give it to me. We almost got a snippet of it though when
The
she was doing the like the.
image that he
She's like,
put
if
in
she
her
was
head.
lacy red
Yeah.
lingerie.
Let me tell you what I want.
And then he's like, I can show you what that tongue do. Feyre's mastery of her abilities becomes a central part to the narrative, which is interesting. Rysand helps her understand the importance of controlling her powers, not just for herself, but for the upcoming conflicts with the King of Hybern, or Hybern. We decide Hybern, right? Hybern, Hybern.
Yeah.
I think something that I really liked, and I think that there was a missed opportunity actually when she went after the book of breathing. She was in that water tunnel. If she had
giving me some panics.
Oh yeah. If she had and then Amryn. Oh, I'm not even gonna go there yet.
Yeah.
But when she was just making stick figures basically with her power of water, like that would have been a prime opportunity to like expand it as far as it could go so that when I was like,
remember
you're standing in a room full of water.
But it said it locked her.
It was nullifying her power.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like before she even got into the room with it though, I would have like cleared the muck and everything with like
I see what you mean.
Like,
I see what you mean. Yeah.
if she had evolved her power strong enough, she could have called on the wind to help move the debris out of the way. And then two, she could have used her powers of water to like at least create some kind of force field around her and Amryn when they were trying to escape it.
Yeah.
I know that it nullified some of her power, but not all of it. And she also has other powers that she could tap into. She just hasn't yet because she's being a little bitch.
She is now.
I know. Finally, we're already almost through the book.
I know. We're literally like halfway.
We're beyond halfway. At this point, like the next chapter, we're just going to, the next episode, we're just going to finish the book.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because in comparison to how much we did read, there's about as much left. This is all that's left. I wonder, does it have a chapters list?
These are the things about some differences between Bradley and I. Bradley can read a lot faster than me, so sometimes
I read everything yesterday.
Sometimes he's like, yeah, let's just read it. So we started this on the camping trip. I don't know if we said that in episode 1 or not. But he's like reading and obviously way faster than me. And so he's like done with 1 through 7. And he's like, where are you at? I'm like, I'm literally in chapter 3.
There's less than 300 pages left.
I'm not.
Calm down.
Huh? I'm in a wedding. I have things every day.
You also have a plane ride.
300 pages, all my plane rides. I still won't have enough time, and I probably will be watching
Handmaid's
TV.
Tale.
No, because I only have one more episode.
Jesus. But there's only 69 chapters, and chapter 69 is literally just 2 pages.
Bro, I can't.
Ma'am. So what do you want to read up to?
How many chapters is it? 69 chapters?
We just finished up to chapter 40. So we're going from 41.
Yeah, but we went from like 20 something to 40.
We went to 26 to 40.
So you want to go from reading this many chapters to like 3 times this many chapters.
It's not 3 times, first of all.
It's less than 20 chapters, and that's 69 chapters. That's 3 times as many chapters. 26
to 40, and then 41 to 69 is not 3 times, but I get what you're saying.
Oh, I thought you said like there's 69 chapters. That many is 69
No, there's
chapters.
only 69 chapters in the entire book. We are on chapter 41.
Oh my gosh. I was like, bro, you want me to read 69 chapters?
I want you to read 69 chapters. No, and chapter 69 is literally only a page and a half long, actually. Sorry, it's like, too...
But both of us, like, bro, what?
I'm like, how is this too much for you?
Okay, I can probably do that.
It's this.
Chapters.
That's it.
Okay.
Which is, I feel like how much we just
I'm just
read.
saying, if I don't sleep at all this week, I am blaming you.
Hold on.
I can already tell that it's way smaller.
It's not way. It's a little. I will say there's a difference. I can see that there's a difference.
Wait. What men think 6 inches is what's actually...
Other way around. What men think 6 inches is what 6 inches actually is.
You know what I meant. Oh my god, I'm dead. He says, I don't know if you guys can see. Yeah, even in the camera, they can see the difference.
You can do that. I have faith in you. I will say you were still wrong. It's not triple, but I will say it's double.
But because I thought you were saying there's 69 chapters to read.
I've figured that out now, but I'm just saying it's probably double what we just read.
He's just little by little.
I'm forcing her to read faster.
The whole last book. We read 7 pages. But no, that's the thing.
7 pages?
7 chapters. And now we're reading...
No, at first I was like, we should just read 6 chapters. And then we did it to 12.
Yeah, 12. Still.
And now I'm like, just finish the book.
It's fine.
I don't want to wait is what I'm really getting at.
What I'm telling you is you're not making me read faster. You're just making me stay up later.
That sounds like a you problem and not a me problem.
I mean, I will have 2 days. This is just a really hard week for me too, because I have work tomorrow and I have a lot of things because, of course, I
procrastinate.
Mm-hmm. So I have a bunch of stuff to do tomorrow, and then I work, and then I leave at 6 a.m. on Wednesday, and then I don't know. Sometimes I just can't. Technically Monday morning. I don't know why I said technically. It's like 10:30 a.m. And then I work at 3 p.m.
Okay. Well.
No, it's fine. I'll do it.
Well, no, because now I'm just like, well, if you want me to, I can wait.
What's your schedule though for next? I mean, I don't know my Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, but I'm assuming I'll have maybe time.
This is something we would normally do at the end of the episode, but now we're both just like into it.
Yeah, we can decide this later.
I only have an appointment on Wednesday, and then I start dog sitting on Friday at night.
Okay.
So
let's aim for Thursday, because that will give me like some time.
That gives you basically
week and a half.
A week and a half.
Yeah. So then, yeah. We'll just finish the book.
We're gonna finish the book. The bond with Rhysand is the next topic that it wants to bring up, which if you have anything to bring up with that. But I didn't know, did you want to add anything to my thoughts about her power with water and how she should have used it better when they were getting the book?
I mean, she, like you said, barely knows her power. So I think that, and you're panicking and you're trying to say, because I also had to reread the putting Amryn on her back.
Yeah.
Because I forgot that she had said she was like super short.
She's like 5'4".
So I kept being like, what? I feel like I'm reading this wrong. And then I'm like, oh, right. Which I was just like, how cute. Because Amryn probably is never the one that's like getting saved. Like she's always the savior.
You just said something and it made me think of something, and then I started. Something that I just thought about that you had mentioned, talking about how when you're panicking, how you can sometimes flub things up. And what I liked, and I think that it happened in one of her earlier training sessions, especially I think with Rhysand, is that she remembered how strong she was. And I mean, granted, it wasn't a moment of panic, but at least she had like a thought.
Well, and she winnowed in one of her training sessions,
which I knew she was going to end up doing. I was so excited when I found out about that.
I also was like, I knew that Rhysand was going to show up, but then I was like, oh, he set her up as bait. Don't love that.
Ooh, and I actually put something about that.
There was a few moments that I was mad at Rhysand.
There's actually something that I've noticed now, and since you brought that up, I'm going to segue into that.
Love it.
So I noticed, and kind of something is becoming a trend, is that Rhysand is constantly using her as bait. He like knew what was going to happen with the
taunted her under the mountain, taunted her in front of Tamlin.
He just brought up under the mountain, and I'm just like, when we find out that he was the reason, like, that she didn't shatter, and we thought it was Tamlin at first playing the violin, but it wasn't. It was Rhysand.
And he's like, you just need to not be alone. I think I put that in some of my things where I'm just like,
which made me love him even more. And I'm like, fuck.
Oh, there was a little time that I was mad at him, but most of the time I love him.
Yeah.
I love him so much. But I know that we also haven't seen everybody's story, so I can't say he's my favorite. I feel like
my favorite so far.
And yeah,
and like I still have a feeling. I still have feelings about Azriel, but
yeah,
that's just because
but I don't think he's ever going to be a main character.
No, but he doesn't have to be. I don't need to date a main character. Fuck that noise. I shine bright enough for everybody.
Period.
The romantic tension between Feyre and Rhysand intensifies as they spend more time together. Their connection grows beyond mere allies or friends.
One of my notes for chapter 29 is magical sexting.
I kind of love that. To be
honest. Loved it.
Yeah, I'll take some sexting.
And then my next one is ... that leads nowhere. Feyre is annoying.
She is.
Well, especially because she keeps being like, he's just, does he want anyone in his bed? He's flirting with these people. It's like, yeah, he's made it very obvious who he wants in his bed.
And
then when she was like, I never knew you found me attractive. And he's like, bitch, what?
Excuse me, what?
He's like, I literally tell you all of the time.
He's like, who do you think picked out your clothing?
Like, what is going on?
How do you think that we got this way? Dumbass.
Taking the dog, dumbass.
Oh, we learn more about Valeris and its people, and she gets to kind of be a part. She does the night out on the town thing, which was really fun to kind of like read about, and kind of it goes back to that conversation that we had in the last episode about the difference between
Spring and Night Court.
Yeah, Spring and Night Court, and just the overall. I wrote something about that too. Not only just the difference when you're dealing with the people and the townsfolk and all that stuff, but also traditions where we find out that the Night Court never has a tithe.
Yeah. Love that.
Yeah.
So you can just make decisions. So make the right ones.
And it's sad that they got the blood rubies, but then I also wonder how heavy of a blow it really was if what's his name sent Amaranth.
That's what I was thinking. Not Amaranth.
No, sorry, Amaranth. That necklace, which totally, when they were describing it in the first part of that section, I was like, that makes 100%
Yeah, I have in my chapter 28. Tamlin is so wretched. He decided on it. He has to be evil. Oh, and this is just something I saw. I was like, I thought it was funny that Amryn gave her a fake magical amulet.
Yeah. She's like, you needed something to tell you that you were going to get out safe.
Like, you were going to be fine.
It's just a placebo. You don't need to know it's a placebo.
Yeah. No, it's like Ron when he gets good luck.
Yeah, Felix Felicius or whatever it is. But yeah.
We love it.
Feyre becomes more integral into Rhysand's inner circle. The dynamic between characters like Mar, Cassian, Azriel, and Amryn grow more complex, with Feyre forging individual bonds with each of them. Their camaraderie and the way they treat Feyre as a true equal bolsters her confidence, which I think that's another thing, right? We talk about how Lucian must feel right now, especially because Feyre felt like they were friends, right?
Yeah.
But then he was like their thing. He's my high lord and I can't go against him. Whereas the rest, like these fools, these clowns just talk shit about everybody for no reason.
They're like, nah, I'm going to do what I want. Well, like, I mean, they respect him, but they're going to fight back.
Yeah, but they're on like a friendship level that is so much better.
Cass was trying to go to summer court, even though
Rhysand said no.
was like, no. And I mean, he ended up not going, but he still put up a fight.
Yeah.
Or I feel like Lucian is just he's like, well, maybe we should consider it. Oh, okay, never mind.
Never mind. He's like he's like a battered animal. He's like, no, don't snap my nose. I don't want to.
Which
another thing that we've gone over or witnessed in this chapter was the growing threat of Hybern. Amidst all this, the looming threat of Hybern is ever present. Rhysand and Feyre must prepare for the eventual confrontation with the King of Hybern. who plans to bring down the wall that separates the human and the Fey realms. The stakes continue to rise as Hybern's forces amass, setting up for the coming conflict. One of the first things that I really wanted to touch on was the fact that his name looks like Tranquil, but is it
how
Traquin
did
or
I say? 'Cause let me
Traken?
look at it. Because I did like him.
Yeah, and I liked his point of views and his ideas, and I loved when they were down in the crypts. He's
I've
like
been saying Tarquin.
Tarquin, that's right. It's like turquoise and Tranquil together. um Tarquin, when he was like, be the emissary to the human or the mortal realm
Yeah.
for both the Night Court and me. And I was like,
I feel like that's not what he meant. He meant be an emissary to like the Night Court for the human, and then also tell me about what's going on at the Night Court. And
I don't know if it was that. I feel like it was if you can. He also wants like wanted a relationship with Rasan
right.
because he's the most powerful, which we found out in the last couple of chapters is the most powerful high fae of all time.
But then is also like just chill with his people and
he's
like
like unfortunately he's the nicest one around, but he's also like hidden behind a facade because he can't show people that.
yeah.
Because people take kindness as weakness, and so he has, which is probably what's happened to Tarquin.
Yeah, Tarquin. I did like him. He was very sweet.
Even his cousin or the princess was just like he's got ambitions or something like that. And I think that aside from what went down with the Book of Breathing, which I feel like
he'll forgive
they do what they need to do with it, and he'll be like, I gotta. But I also like the idea that it can set Amryn free. I'm like, ooh.
I know. I'm kind of nervous for that because
So
I
it's
was
like,
oh, so she
was it
gonna
her
leave
people that made the book? Because it's a language that
yeah.
she hasn't used in eons. So it's like, who? So then it becomes the question, like, did
her people create
the cauldron?
Yeah.
So I'm like,
so is she a god, basically?
God stuck in flesh form.
Yeah.
Ugh. Well, the only way that she eats is by drinking blood. So
Eats, but not human blood.
well, she said humans don't taste good.
Yeah, they're watered down.
They're watered down, and you can never tell what they're actually.
You can always taste what
they ate, and they don't.
Diet,
they don't eat the best. And this is Klondike. You can't really see him because there's a book and a computer in his way, but he just had a little coughing fit. You're okay.
You're okay, and you're so cute.
Hey.
We love it. But yeah, so I feel like she's
what?
A god.
Oh yeah,
Amryn is. But I do like because she'll go. Feyre will go and hang out with her on like days that Rhysand is.
Scoot over a little bit. I just want to make sure you're still in frame. You're good. Come on.
Come here.
No, he'll jump up when he's ready.
Okay.
I just can tell that's what he's aiming to do.
Maybe he wants to sit next to me.
Here. But yeah, no, I agree with you. I feel like she's godlike at least. So it'll be interesting to see how that unfolds and when we're gonna get that conclusion. Come on.
Yeah, like which book it's gonna be.
Yeah, come on.
Because I feel like the war with Hybern's not going to happen in this book.
No, not
obviously.
At all. Well,
so I think that it will be like there will have to be some sort of confrontation with Tamlin, I would guess.
Speaking of Tamlin, she sends that letter.
Oh my god, I wrote in one of them, I was like, oh my god, it's like a Dear John letter.
And we never hear, well, he's at war with himself.
Yeah.
And we never hear anything back. No return message, no reply, nothing so far.
And do you think that he actually didn't reply, or do you think that Rhysand just isn't giving it to her?
See, a part of me thinks that Rhysand's probably not.
He does keep some information from people.
But at the same time, he's been so good at being like, everything is your choice. So I'm curious about that.
But I mean, it's still technically her choice right now. She just might not have all of the information. Because I did put where did I do it? In one of the chapter notes. I said something about like I don't love that he's not like he's keeping information.
Yeah. Here.
What? I feel like that was towards the end, but now I don't see it. Oh, no, it's chapter 37. I just said I don't love that Reese keeps information to himself.
Well, it seems he did start like giving more of that information away, and I think that it's more of a like he's like, I had my suspicions and I don't want to get your hopes up. Is that the moment that you're talking about when he's like Amrit realizes why she was brought along, and it's because he had a feeling she could speak the language, but he didn't want to tell her because he didn't want to get her hopes up because there's a potential way for her to get home through that.
Yeah, I don't know. I also was just mad at him in that moment because I said my note says I would have punched Reese in the face. Like, bro, we almost just died. Give us 1 minute to recover.
We need a minute. Here. Yeah, I mean, already need a new wire for this thing. God. That's annoying.
Let's see, what else are in some of mine? Oh, chapter 27, Feyre pissed me off by saying Valeris wasn't her home again. Because it's like, girl, where else would you
But then, like,
home?
later in that chapter, she's like, I wish I was there. Remember? Mm-hmm. Like, it was all within... It was
later in one of our, like, chapters,
yeah. But I don't even think it was that much later. I feel like it was the same chapter. And she was just like, actually, I kind of miss the warmth.
Yeah.
The like glow of the whatever, like not the warmth as in the sense of the heat, but the warmth as in the like ambience. The people, yeah. Here. One of the other things that I wanted to discuss when we were talking about the conflict is how much I loved that Elaine was the one that was like, I hope those bitches rot in hell. Yeah. And I was like, girls.
Because those queens, my last note, it's in chapter 40. Those queens are bitches. Like, we're trying to help you. Also, the fact that they can winnow.
Yeah. And then there's that interesting thing that they know who Morrigan is. Like, they all knew who she was. And Morrigan was like, all of my friends were the ones who created that treaty.
Well, and it's interesting.
You were all descendants of them, and they would all be ashamed of you. And I'm like, woof.
And it's interesting that those people are still alive. I forget the names. In the island with their kids.
Oh yeah, the
and
secret
so it sounds like it's like immortal and But did they just make the mortal high fae? Because how is he still alive?
Here, maybe. Unless the whole island is so.
I don't know which one's which.
Unless the whole island is protected in such a way that he never ages without being fae.
Maybe.
But again, this is going into it's a fantasy book. Anything can happen. Space magic, y'all.
Literally.
So we went through the recap, and now we're like kind of dancing in the world of the questions. But I think we're
like some of my notes.
Yeah, you can bring up the rest of your notes, and then we can, if there's something that we missed question wise, we'll just go from
there. So in chapter 30, we found out that Cassian and Maury used to date. Which is interesting and gives us a little bit more outlook on why maybe Mor and Azriel aren't dating. But it was so cute that Azriel still was like, if you're going to go dancing, I'm going to go dancing.
Yeah. I was just about to say that when you were bringing that up. I was like, the fun part about that was when Azriel was the one that was like, yeah, let's go dancing.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Mor, are you going dancing? I'm going dancing. I love it. It's adorable.
Yeah. Unless, I mean, it kind of makes it sound like they dated, but I don't know for sure that they actually dated.
Or if it was just fun and he wanted more and she was like.
Or if it never like grew anywhere because she has more feelings for Azriel than she does for Cassian, but Cassian has feelings for Mor but won't do anything to harm Azriel. Because there's other points too, if you remember reading more, like after those chapters, we started seeing more about why. Like Cassian being like, where were you? Does Azriel know where you were? Like,
well, because in a protective it sounded like how Feyre was saying was like maybe Moore would be the one saying that's old news because Cassian got hurt and Moore didn't. And Cassian's just trying to protect Azriel from getting hurt like he got hurt. That's what Feyre at least was thinking.
At the same time, though, when you live for over 500 years, does it matter anymore?
That might be.
They should all three just get together. Here. Polyamory is alive and real, y'all.
Oh my goodness. I also have that I thought it was so cute that Reese said his 2 nightmares are him and his friends being under the mountain.
And then watching her die.
Or,
again.
watching her snap her neck. I'm like, how do you not realize that this man loves you?
And she's like, you were just kidding.
He's a good man.
Here. It almost makes me think of like, and then she's just like, you never told me you thought I was attractive.
And then we go back. Here's literally so many times of me calling you beautiful.
I just
and
don't
like,
understand the like, that's cognitive dissonance. It's just like the proof is right in front of you and you're
and like, I get that like maybe she hasn't really been considered like beautiful.
As soon as they were walking around downtown and she realized that he sent her the music to stop her from breaking under the mountain, I'd have been like, take me now, Lord. Just take me now. Right here.
I would have said it long ago.
Right here in the streets. Just right here in the streets. I'd have been fine.
Let everyone watch.
Let them see. Here. I don't give a fuck.
Where you have glamour, use it.
Exactly. Oh my God, that makes voyeurism such a next level thing. You could just be having sex in the middle of the street and it'd be like you're an invisible man. You're fucking in the street. No one knows.
Fucking in the street until
where's that clapping coming from? Someone trips over you. What the fuck? Literally. Because
I literally, when you said something, like my mind went way, I think, more than you were thinking originally, but anywho.
Someone trips and falls and they're like, what is this sticky substance? Is this hair gel?
Like something about Mary.
Something about Mary.
I love it. Yeah, for a minute I did love Tarquin. I mean, I still feel like he's a nice...
I feel like he's a nice guy. It's just politically he has to show some kind of backbone.
And I mean, I'm sure it did like hurt his feelings because like she was also, flirting with him.
Yeah.
He was obviously
you want to talk about how
back.
like terribly obvious she is too? She's like, let me see your treasure. Oh, is this it?
Like,
that's it? Also, what is this random structure that's semi-submerged?
But then they just went in there and said,
yeah.
Which is crazy that she did that so easily.
Yeah, well, I mean, she's been training those powers too, though, with especially like trying to call darkness to herself, which I wonder what that has to look like. I love the idea, like when she was describing how, hate the idea of a nightmare, but I love the idea that he just billows out darkness and stars.
Yeah.
Like that's, here, I just got really dark, not dark, not in the bad sense, like inappropriate. I was just like, I wonder what it's like during sex. Like, do the wings come out or not? Right? As long as you can keep the claws to yourself. Like, you're... Here.
Just maybe a little.
Just a little
great.
Maybe a pinky claw, like a coke nail. Just like a little caress with the nails.
Yeah. I really only had like one other note.
What's your other note?
Because she asked like what the mountains meant on his knees. And he's like, I'll bow to no one or anything or whatever.
Except for my people. No. My land and my people or something like that.
No. It was like literally I'll bow to no one or
no, it says something about his court. Something. It says something specifically about his court.
But I think so, but it wasn't like to bow to them. But anyways, I feel like he's going to bow to her.
Oh, he's going to do something.
He's already been on his knees in front of her.
I have to go back. That's when they were dealing with the stupid.
Oh, I can tell. Oh, right there.
Yeah. Here, before no one but my crown. Yeah. No one and nothing but my crown. Yeah. That's what like court crown. I was like, one and the same?
I think it's more like he'll have to do what he needs to for the crown.
Yeah. Whatever it takes to, I mean, we already know he'll do whatever it takes to protect his people and the people he cares about. So it's just, this is one of the things, and this is, I mean, tale as old as time, literally. It's in every story. It's just tired. Lack of communication. Like, just speak your mind. Here. You have a crush? I mean, to be fair, he has been rather...
He has been. She just
He just layers it with enough sarcasm that it seems disingenuous.
Like, she just went from Tamlin and, like, trauma.
Yeah.
And more trauma. So he's probably not wanting to, like... Because he keeps testing with, like, oh, do you want Cassian? Oh, do you want Tarquin? Like, what are you doing?
I know, and this is the other thing, and maybe this is... You can tell me if this is like a female perspective thing, but like, what is the deal with her saying that stuff to goad him?
Oh, because she's like,
and then she gets pissed off when he does the same.
I mean, we have to remember that she's like 19.
No, she's in her 20s, I'm pretty sure.
No, or maybe she's 20, but she's still young.
She's still young, I know that. But
I want to say it's like 19.
I thought she was in her 20s.
I don't know. We'll look it up later.
Oh, it's not that really that important.
But you have to, like, at that age, you're doing it, at least I feel like from my experience, because you're like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, no, you know I don't want that. But if you are going to say that, then I'm going to go fucking do it and see how pissed you get.
Here.
It's just, it's all a game.
I never did that shit. I also didn't have that much of an opportunity for me to do it.
I don't think there's also like one other gay person where you were
Honestly, it was like either the person I was dating or like Fred, who lived in a van down by the river, and not a good van and not a good river. Here.
Back then, living in your van was not a good thing. What it is.
It was not what it is today at all. People thrive for it now. Back then, it was a bad thing. Here.
I was like thinking about doing that, but the van that you would want is like $100,000. I was like, oh, JK. I love it.
As much as I would love to do it, because it does sound like a part of it sounds fascinating and exciting to me, especially the ability to just get up and go places, like live at different areas around the country throughout the year. Sounds great to me. But there's certain key things in a home that I need. Like things that I've learned to appreciate about myself that I know that I want and I'm not willing to accept as these are deal breakers for me. A decent sized kitchen because I want to be able to cook. Here. So it needs to have an oven that's big enough to at least roast a turkey in. Here. And then a bathtub. And living in a van is not conducive with that.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I feel like I don't take baths at my place anyways, because like I have such a little bath that it's like either knees or boobs.
Yeah.
And then you just have something that's just cold.
Yeah. I mean, I have a standard sized tub and it's like probably 6 feet long, but it's a little bit on the deeper side. So
6 feet long?
Yeah, that's usually the length, isn't it?
I feel like that's not true. Here. Because I feel like mine is a regular size and I definitely cannot put my whole body in.
No, I'm 6'2". If I can, so maybe not 6 feet. So maybe like here, 5. Because I can sit with my back against the back of the tub and my feet out in front of me and still have a little bit of space between my feet and the end.
And it will go up to like...
No, it'll go to like here. But like if I decide to like scoot down, I can get the water up to here and just my knees are out.
Yeah.
But like Cullen's tub, I can like completely flatten that tub.
Yeah.
But it's like cast iron, so it gets cold really fast. So it's like I love taking baths in his tub. It's just that I have to can only do it during the summertime or else I'm only in there for 10 minutes.
Yeah, and I want to be in baths forever.
Exactly. My friends Patrick and Jason have a giant soaker tub, and I love that When we just went and watched Cody, I took a bath. I was like,
I love it.
they even got me bath bombs because I knew I'd love it.
Aw. My old boss, I'd watch her dogs, and she had like a nice bath that I could fit in and have like a bubble bath that covered everything and had a TV on one wall, so I would just like watch a movie and take a bath.
Oh no, I just need one of those shelves, and I just bring my laptop,
Mm.
and then I don't have to worry about anything. Here,
She just already had a TV in there, so it was nice.
Here. So we've covered most of the questions just through our recap, but I do have this one's a good one, and I figured I'd ask it. It's Feyre's guilt over betraying Tarquin's trust is palpable. How does this inner conflict affect her decision making and overall journey? And I think that this is something that Rysand had said at the very end of the first book, which was never lose that human heart of yours.
Yeah.
But I think that that's also like to her detriment.
I don't think, because in the end she did it because she knew she had to, but like.
But this inner conflict that she continuously beats herself up over is what causes her to get so close to her mental breakdowns.
Yeah, I do think like she has to just be able to like move on from it. Like having that kind of tug of like, oh, I just feel so bad that I have to do this, and thinking maybe we could just ask him, like having that I think is normal. But then after you do the thing, like you just have to. You can't go back.
Better to ask forgiveness than permission. Here. And just deal with the situation as it is.
And you just have to deal with the consequences. You made your bed. You got to lie in it.
Not necessarily saying that murdering two people is a good thing, but like it was that same moral conversation about there's a train coming down, like. But
and the second person,
I was just about to say that, but the second one was accepting.
I know that I know this needs to be done.
And she knew that would be the only way that the curse would end. It was the only way that she'd be able to do what she needed to do.
And she's
like, my sacrifice will help. Yeah,
she was thinking,
exactly.
Because they would have sucked, but like you have to do it. Just you have to.
My sacrifice will save our people.
Yeah.
And
it's my life for hundreds, thousands. Absolutely kill me.
Yeah, and that's
unalive me.
But that's the thing that's interesting too, though, is like she's already gone through that, which is I feel like, at least portrayed that way, is the worst part of this whole struggle. But to steal a book from somebody that she just met, she got like
an important book.
Yeah, and she got all bent out of shape about it. And I'm like, girl, you need to readjust your priorities.
Do you know what I'm thinking right now?
No.
Now you better go go to bed before either of you guys get
She really needs to figure out her priorities.
Expelled. Have you seen do you know who Emma McKay is? Here. She's in the show Sex Ed, and she was one of the Barbies. Here. She looks like Margot Robbie, but like younger, and I think she has like brown hair now. But she's one of the ones that, people are like, oh, all these actresses look the same.
Oh,
she's
probably.
One of those, and she does that line like perfectly, and it sounds just like her.
I've seen her do it.
Yeah.
Another question that was in here that I wanted to discuss, it's the cost of magic is the title of the question. It says the growing use of magic by Feyre and the group comes with risk. How does the cost of magic physically and emotionally play into their story? And something that I thought that was fascinating about this is that they have yet to discuss it, but I'm wondering if there's like a recharge time to when they use their powers, like if it's physically draining on them or not. Because I mean, for Rysand, it doesn't seem like it is, but he is also the most powerful high fae that's ever existed.
They already talked that Amarantha took some of theirs, so like obviously there's like a cap of what you can do.
Yeah, it does.
But I don't know if there's like a recharge.
It doesn't seem like they're all powerful.
Like Tamlin was on her.
Yeah, but I'm just interested because that's an interesting concept, though. Is like, how does the cost of magic physically and emotionally play into their story? Like, what is the physical part of it? The only person that we've heard about it physically affecting so far is Feyre, and that's because she's never used magic before.
She's just like learning it.
Whereas I love, like, I can.
Well, and we've talked. I mean, Rhysand had kind of talked about like the emotional part of it because she felt really bad going into Tarquin's like mind.
Yeah.
And he kind of was like, that never goes away. You just have to learn to like accept it and move on.
Which was like, I feel like a subtle way of him being like, that guilt that you constantly feel about killing those two people. Get over it.
Get over it, baby girl.
The only way you're going to unlock your power.
You have to accept the darkness inside, which she kind of did say that she needed to. She's like, this is always going to be a part of me. It's always here. Like, because it's true. She's not the same person. And maybe Tamlin did love her, but loved that side of her and not now that she's like a powerful, maybe more powerful than him being. Yeah. She doesn't need that protection as much. She needed to be taught, but he didn't want to because then she's not the same helpless human she was.
Well, it goes back to what Rhysand said, which was like, I can see why he spirited you away and locked you up so none of us could have you.
Yeah, yeah.
But I think that has to do more with her morality, like her being morally better than most of them.
Yeah, absolutely. Which I think also she has about 2 decades and they have
millennia.
So it's like, I feel like I would also be a little I have a little wear and tear on my heart after that. I mean,
yeah. Something I wanted to bring up. Because I brought it up in the last episode and I want to bring it up again because there was a mention of it in the last chapter that we read. Feyre's dad is still not in the picture.
I knew when I was reading that, but they had already said he wasn't going to be back until
I know, but there's
summer.
Something.
There is something
fishy there.
He might be dead.
Wouldn't that be some fucked up shit if her sisters were actually like shapeshifters?
I don't think that is.
I don't either, but I'm just saying, wouldn't that be that would be a twist?
That would be terrible. That would not be a good twist. But he could be dead, and they just don't know yet.
Or he and Joran are
Jorian. I don't know.
Are teaming up together, or maybe the King of Hyberian is putting Jorian in her father as a meat puppet.
Oh,
who knows?
We don't know. Where does his body come from? They just have his eye and
that concept too that they would resurrect his long lost love.
Yeah. Well, they just said that might be his
motivation.
Yeah, but she's still alive and just with her lover. Oh, so she's mortal.
Yeah.
He is the High Fae, so she's not dead yet.
Yes.
Oops, I messed that up.
So what's going to be interesting, and I think this goes into the conversation about foreshadowing conflict and wrapping up this episode, but in terms of what's going to happen in the remainder of the book, which we are finishing here for next week, the next episode is going to be the rest of the book. When Kelsey has time. She also is getting a week and a half to read it, so...
But I'm also...
She's very busy.
I'm very busy this week.
She's so popular.
You're so hard. I'm in a wedding. And I get to see one of my friends that I haven't seen in like forever, but we did cheer together way back when.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I don't think that we're going to have the conflict with the King of Hyberian yet.
I think it's going to be Tamlin and then maybe getting the...
I don't think they're going to get the other half of the book. I think that they're going to have the evidence that they need, but it's going to come at a cost. And that's going to be how this book ends. And then we will pick up from there the next one.
I think like if they'll bring evidence and the queens will be like, yeah, okay. But it probably will come at a cost.
Yeah. I don't think they're going to get the book. I think they're going to get the evidence. And have like the final chapters are going to be the meeting with the queens. And then it's from there that we'll be like, what will happen next?
Oh, yeah. I think it'll end with them reuniting the book and then.
Oh, I don't see. You're a little bit further ahead than I am. I don't think that they're going to reunite the book in this book.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah. We'll see by next week. Closing thoughts. This is kind of a shorter episode. I figured it was kind of better since we're both like tired.
So just adjusting to working again. Not only working, but working at a not desk job.
And I'm also recovering from an ear infection, so I'm all doped up on.
We're a little tired today. Sorry, everyone. But you know what? That's life. Some days you don't have 100%.
Yeah, some days we ramble for hours on end and I have to edit most of it out. And some days it's just us talking about the actual book.
I mean, did we ever think that we weren't going to ramble?
Not at all.
You.
Not at all.
Rambling.
Here.
Right. I need some water.
He needs some milk.
Milk?
Do you ever see that? That little kid that like runs into something and they're like, he needs some milk.
No, I haven't.
All right, guys. So that's the end of chapter 8 or episode 8. We are BK Book Club. Like, subscribe, share.
Follow.
We'll see you guys next week.
All the things.
See
you next week.
Here. Here.